Hello, today we're here at the grocery store and our goal is to teach you a little bit about breads. What we're going to do is we're going to pull some breads off the shelf, explain to you what the labels mean, what the ingredients are, and try to give you a better idea of what bread might be a healthy choice for you.
I am going to be talking about 100% whole wheat bread. And the main thing about wheat bread is that the first ingredient has to say 100% stone ground whole wheat or 100% whole wheat. If the first ingredient does not say anything about whole wheat, it is not a whole wheat bread. A whole grain kernel contains the bran, which is the outer shell, and it protects the seed. It's got fiber, B vitamins, and trace minerals. Then there's the endosperm, and it provides energy, carbohydrates, and protein. And then the germ, which is nourishment for the seed. It has antioxidants, vitamin E, and B vitamins. Color is not an indication of whole grain. Bread can be brown because of molasses or other ingredients, not necessarily because it contains whole grain. The next flour I'm going to talk about is wheat bread. And as you see, the first ingredient is unbleached, enriched wheat flour. And so that shows you that it is not a whole grain. Fiber is added to this. They add soy fiber and cottonseed fiber. So that's why the fiber content is high. But fiber doesn't necessarily mean that it's a whole wheat bread. That's why you should always read the first ingredient.
So I'm going to talk about the whole wheat white bread, and is it actually more as nutritious as whole wheat? This is white wheat, and on this label it says that the first ingredient is unbleached enriched wheat. So this, we don't really know how much whole wheat is in there. Unbleached enriched wheat flour. So since it's unbleached, there is not that much whole wheat in there whatsoever. The next one is the made with 35% whole grain wheat. Now since it says 35% whole grain white, we know that there's at least 35% whole wheat. So there are more nutrients and minerals in there, and some more fiber compared to that last white wheat bread that I pulled out. This is another whole grain white wheat as well. And on this one, our first ingredient is water, and then again we're on the enriched flour. So basically, there's not that much whole grains in these white breads. If a white bread said 100% whole wheat, white whole wheat, then it would have the same benefits as regular whole wheat. The only difference in your between white whole wheat and your regular whole wheat is that the white whole wheat is an albino wheat. It's lighter and softer in texture, and regular whole wheat is it's a red color whole wheat. So then I'm going to go to the commercial white bread, and commercial white bread is enriched wheat. So then again, this is where we have our germ and our bran that are stripped from the wheat. So our vitamins and minerals are taken out of it, and then they enrich it back into it once when they're doing their processing. But when they add back in the minerals and the vitamins, they're still not adding in as much back into it as a whole wheat bread, and then they don't add back into it the fiber into that bread. Whole grain white, because there is no regulation on whole wheat breads and white whole wheat, they can get away with saying it's a whole grain, even though on the back here it says it's enriched, so it has been milled of all the vitamins and minerals.
Okay, the other two types of breads that we have is just a general whole grain bread. We talked a little bit about the whole grain wheat, the whole grain white, what they are. If you look for other types of whole grain breads, there's barley, buckwheat, cracked wheat, there's millet, oatmeal, flax, and a lot of other types out there. So what you're looking to do is you're trying to find a bread that has the whole kernel in it. And Kaylee, one of the earlier ladies, she explained what that means. It has, it's basically the kernel, has the outer shell, the inner part, and the seed in it as well. So that is whole grain bread. So basically what you're looking for is just one of those types of breads that has the whole kernel in it. So the other type of bread we have is multi-grain bread. And one of the examples we have here, it says 12 grain. They also have other types out there that might say 9 grain. It might not even have how many number in there. But basically what it does is what they're using is a lot of the different types of varieties that you can find in whole grain breads. So like I said, there was buckwheat, barley, all those. So what they're doing with these breads is they're using multiple of them. That's why it's called multi-grain bread. So what it does is it gives you a little more variety with the grains, and also sometimes they'll add in nuts or raisins, some other type of things that kind of add flavor and taste to the bread. But those are the final 2 types of bread that we have in the store. Okay, so that was all the breads we have in our grocery store today. So hopefully you remember everything we said. If you don't, you can rewind it and play it again. But now hopefully you're a little educated about what's on the label, what's in the ingredient list, and what might be a healthy choice for you.